Good afternoon, everyone. This is Dr. Diggs. It's another beautiful day out here in the Pacific Northwest. It's bright and early. I got my coffee. And today we're going to be talking about the 10 things that War of the Visions really needs to do and that we have been desperately waiting for. Now, this list has come from a whole bunch of different places. It's come from me, it's come from my Discord, it's come from Reddit, and I really tried to capture everything everybody has wanted and put it into a single video for everyone and that everyone can be happy with. Now, I do know there are some specific things that plague higher end players that I haven't mentioned here, such as hacking, right? A lot of that is done at the higher level of play. But I'm really trying to capture just like general issues for the majority player base is what I'm aiming at right now. And the first issue that I want to talk about is all of the bugs. Now, there's a lot of bugs. There's the recurring shot bug. There's the recurring launch screen bug. There's the recurring red orb room problems. And you know, there's a lot of conversation about legacy code and, you know, whether or not they could fix this ahead of time, right? Hiroki even sent out a message saying that they would try and address bugs before they came out if they were known issues in JP. And it really just feels kind of lazy that these issues aren't addressed and a little disappointing, right? I grew up, you know, being in woodshop most of my high school days, and you know, we talked about craftsmanship a lot in woodshop, and you know how when you're making something and when you're proud of something, you look at all of the details, right? And all of the details here are really kind of ugly, right? Like, it's like we got handed a table and, you know, the wood glue's sticking out and the edges aren't lined up. Like, it's still a table. It's ugly as shit though, right? Like, we just need a little bit more craftsmanship on this game, and I feel like that would be really probably the number one request from the majority of players right now. Number two, I think we need a PC port, or at least basic emulator support. That would be great. That would be wonderful. I think the majority of players probably play on emulators or play on PCs. And while you can play on your phone and have almost, you know, no crashing issues, that's not the case when you're on an emulator. And I feel like, you know, you're going to hear things like the game is not designed for emulators and, you know, they're not officially sanctioned software, which is like true, right? But at the same time, that's kind of a load of shit. If you're a developer, you should be aiming your game to as many players as possible. And if you're a mobile game developer nowadays, you need to know, or you should be aware, that people are playing your game on emulators and you should be designing them to work on those emulators. That's my personal opinion. I'm sure there's probably other people though that have many disagreeing opinions on that. Number three actually came from the Reddit, and it came from Red Cane's post, and I think it's probably one of the best quality of lives that we could possibly get in terms of guilds. And it's enabling guild leaders and sub-leaders to force attacks, or if you don't want to do that, just have the remaining players who have not attacked auto-attack at random on the opponent's guild. This needs to be in the game. I mean, players do not have the time to play this game all the time, nonstop, 24/7. You know, attacks are going to get missed. That could be the reason for a guild loss. You know, people get kicked because, you know, they don't log in for a day. And, you know, there are people out there who maybe they want to play, but they can't play every single day. So that holds them back from really joining, you know, guilds that they want to join. I think this is just a no-brainer. I think it would be pretty easy to do. And if it's not pretty easy to do, just maybe have the last hour of guild battle, kind of put it in so that leaders could run the battles and such. Another thing along with this that was also a common request was having access to mock guild battle all day long. That would be nice. I don't know. I feel like you should be able to do mock guild battle anytime. Number 4, this is something I talked about a little bit in the past, and that's just more content. And that's not just more no more units as content, right? So like if you think about Christmas Ramada, if you think about Christmas Mashery, that's really the only Christmas stuff that we got. We did get Dwayne, right? But in terms of like an actual Christmas event, we never got a real Christmas event, right? And I wish we did, right? Even for Halloween Leela and Halloween Ryu, we did get the Christmas arena, or sorry, the Halloween arena. So I don't know. I feel like it wouldn't be hard to port over a Christmas event. I feel like that would just be like standard bread and butter stuff to do. But yeah, I would want more stuff like that. Number 5, referring to the poll system, a universal or more generous pity system would be nice. Particularly if you guys, we're talking about the Scion banner, right? Like the Scion banner was just ported in recently with no adjustments to it from the previous version of it. We should have had those adjustments. If we had a universal pity system, it would not have been as bad of a banner for as many people if we had that system in place. So having some type of universal pity system, not just a banner pity system or the primary banner pity system, if that makes sense, really needs to be in place. And I don't understand why it's not there, or why we're not getting guaranteed pity units. I feel like that would also be a good idea. I feel like the best system in place for this was the Halloween Ryu and Halloween Little Leela event. And I would love to see something similar to that, where if you pull so many times and you don't get the unit, you could just outright buy the unit with the tokens. I think that would be a really good compromise, because I understand why Gummy doesn't want to do like $47 limited time units like Dwayne all the time. But at the same time, people need to be able to get their units at, I say reasonable, but if they're unlucky enough, it would be nice for them to be able to get the unit, because they are supporting the game, right? More side stories is number 6, and I love the side stories in this game. Like, the side stories are incredible. I think about the most recent Goga and Saiga side story. I'm not gonna spoil anything, and y'all do not put no shit down in the comment section about it, because it was fucking good. Holy Jesus. I think the Goga and Saiga part 2 was probably, it was probably better than any of the other side stories that I've seen so far. And in my opinion, these side stories are almost better than the main story. And holy shit, like, why don't we have more of these? Like, I want more. I'm thirsty for them. We need more. Get them in the game. When we think about like filling out the game, we think about other games like Brave Exvius. It just seems like they had these side stories pretty consistently all the time in Brave Exvius, right? Because you would kind of go into the portal and you would climb up the worlds and then, all that type of stuff. So I would really love to see more of these side stories. Number 7, maybe a little controversial since we actually haven't gotten one of these units yet in Global, but dual element or dual type units. So that would be like Sakura, who's both light element and thunder element. That would be like Miranda, who has access to some Pierce abilities, which are actually viable, right? Because of Glaciella. And then we also have 2B, who will be coming out, which if you haven't seen 2B's kit yet, 2B is oriented around Slash and Pierce. So having these kind of versatile units, I think would be really awesome. Rolling out a unit that's like either non-elemental, like rolling out units that are somewhat special or different or, change things up would be really exciting. So I don't know. I would love to see that. Number 8. In terms of content, and you're kind of noticing a trend here. I just want content, right? Challenge missions, brutals, trial systems. These are all the content that I personally love, and I would love to see them in the game. And so what would this look like, right? This would look like, get a specific unit to a certain max HP, right? Or like break a 7,000 HP threshold and we'll give you a rainbow fragment. Break, I don't know, 1,000 attack and we'll give you a rainbow fragment. Like, rewards that are connected to unit stats and using units, missions in terms of, you know, maybe you're gonna get like, I don't know, Ifrit Extreme, or, you know, something along those lines, or harder missions would be awesome as well. I think in terms of missions, what I'm really enjoying right now is that we are getting brutal versions of all of the farming rounds, and that just makes things really fun, right? It makes it challenging, it makes it rewarding, it feels good to accomplish those. Very similar to the brutal challenges that are released. I wish they would release the brutal challenges. So we've had Brutal Challenge 1 and 2 so far, and Brutal Challenge 3 is supposed to be coming out over the next couple weeks. I wish the Brutal Challenges would be permanent, and I wish they would give some type of gear, right? War of the Visions is a very horizontal progression game, and, you know, if we had brutal missions with gear in them, it would, you know, incentivize doing those missions, finding different ways to do them, and that could be part of the fun. So I would love to do that. I would love to have access to more gear that way, right? I would love to have challenges for like Tower, for example, where, you know, maybe if you climb Tower to floor 20 with only MR units, you get, I don't know, piece of gear. Yeah, I think that would be pretty cool. Number 9, community engagement and interaction. Can we get an art contest? Can we get digital events? Where are the voice actors? Because they seem to be all over on JP's side, and, you know, don't seem to have them over here. The one voice actor I've reached out to did not even respond to me, so you know, having something going on that's being run by Square Enix. Like, I know Amazon put together the Clash communities, and that was great, right? I was a part of that. Clake and Howls were a part of that. And it really showed how thirsty the community is for these types of events. And I would just like to see, you know, something official from Square Enix. Finally, number 10, we're going to go back to the very first thing that I said, and that's going to be an eye for detail. This is going to be going right back up that alley for craftsmanship, adjusting the royal rank rewards, making mission adjustments, cycling of arena and guild maps. Like, these are all little things, right? These are all tiny things where these can make a huge difference for us and how we play. Imagine how fun it would be if every week the arena map changed, right? Or if every week the guild map changed, etc., etc. These are small things that they could do to keep the game active, keep it going, keep it, you know, trending, and really to, you know, make it a better experience for everyone. So I just realized it's been 13 minutes and I haven't had a sip of my coffee. And of course, it's the perfect temperature now. So I think I'm going to go enjoy that. I hope you guys are all going to have a great rest of your day. I hope you guys are excited for maybe some of these things to come in the future. As always, everyone, if you are going to be purchasing Visior, please use my affiliate link, dig.gs/coins. You can always come to our Discord too if you're having problems, and just talk to me and let me know. All right, everyone, have a great rest of your day.